So hi, now we were interviewing another person. What's your name?
My name is Roberto.AVI.
And what do you do?
Well, my background is I'm an electrical engineer from University of Arizona, and I live on the Mexico-U.S. border.
Okay. And like in your background, with your background in electrical engineer, did you work at any electronics? Did you work at any
Yes, I
computers?
worked for 12 years or 13 years with Hewlett-Packard in California in the Bay Area.
Oh, okay. So in your opinion, like the industry that has to do with used electronics and recycled electronics, do you think it's a good thing or a bad thing, or what's your opinion on that?
I think it's excellent, and I think it's growing, it's taking off, and I think it's the way of the future. There's a lot of electronics, and I think it's a good idea to try to reuse them and recycle them.
Okay, now living in the U.S.-Mexico border, you must see like the difference between one of the sides and the other side, right? Like,
Yeah,
what's
I noticed in the United States there's a lot of electronics, and in Mexico there's a lot of need for electronics, and I think it's compatible, and we can try to integrate one with the other.
so okay, so where was I? Oh yeah. So for example, some things that I've noticed, and I don't know if you've noticed this too, is that a lot of electronics that are disposed in the United States can still be used in Mexico, like are still good.
Yes, definitely, definitely. I think most of the electronics can be reused in Mexico.
Okay. And also there's a lot of people that are able to repair them, right?
Yes, there's a lot of very capable people in Mexico that can do wonders with the equipment.
Okay. And so do you think there's a market then for that
Yes,
in Mexico or the develop?
definitely. Instead of exporting people to come work in the United States, I think we should send some of the electronics and to be used, and also the labor in Mexico is excellent labor, and they could rework and ship to other places in the world.
Okay. And now, if there wasn't this kind of industry, like the recycled electronics that are exported and then repaired in developing countries like Mexico, do you think? Well, actually, can people in Mexico, most people in Mexico, afford like new computers, new electronics?
Yes, there's a growing segment that can afford all the new stuff too. But I think the important thing is to introduce them from a marketing point of view. Introduce them to the electronics, and some of the reused electronics is a good way for them to get used to it and upgrade to bigger and better things.
Okay. And so then new electronics are. But I mean, my question was, are new electronics affordable? Like new electronics for people in Mexico or developing countries? Because I've heard that. I mean, the minimum wage is what 10 times less than the
Yeah,
United States.
not as much as in the United States, but like there's starting to be a segment or class in Mexico that can afford it,
Oh, okay.
and I think it's growing.
Okay. Well, thanks a lot for your time and thanks a lot for letting
Well,
us interview you.
thank you.
Uh,
Anytime.